Okay, all right. So, before I forget, welcome to the basement. That's Bassmint. Yeah, I know I spelled it wrong on purpose. Okay.
Okay.
When I spell stuff wrong, that means it's right.
Okay.
Okay. So, bass player, tell us your name.
Tammy Stanko.
What was the last name?
Stanko.
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 So anybody ever call you?
Say it, right?
Yeah, anybody just call you Stank? What's up, Stank?
No, but you can be the first.
But you know what?
I got a lot of nicknames.
You're getting funky on that bass. They're gonna be, oh, that's Stanko. We know who that is. That's
Stanky. Years ago, Stanky.
All right. Well, we about to interview this fine bassist, but before that, we're gonna introduce the whole congregation here, the squad, as I like to call them. Starting on my fret hand side, Don. Tell us your name, Don.
Don Max.
Don Max, D Max. Next to him, tell us your name, sir.
Kern Bradley.
The heavy hitter, and they don't get no bigger, Kern Bradley. Thank you for blessing us too, Don, Kern. Tell us your name.
My name is Dwayne Tiny Jones. That's what they call me. And I play bass.
Senior, Dwayne.
Yeah,
Senior.
Yeah.
So that means it's a junior running around.
What's hiding in that case, Dwayne?
Yeah, somewhere.
What's hiding in that case?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna pull it out, man.
Okay, so
Pull that, man.
that's funny though. When people put senior on their name, that means it's a junior.
Yeah, that's true.
What's your name?
did
Tell us his name, sir.
Baby boy Bob.
All right.
I'm Ivan's brother. His lifetime roadie.
He got a deep voice. I'm the oldest. Why your voice so deep? How come I ain't got no deep voice like that?
I'm trying to get a job.
Okay. So next to him, slide yours in a little bit so I can see his face. Tell us your name, sir.
Steve O'Current.
Steve O'Current, another Detroit bass player. Tell us your name, sir.
Jim Current.
Jim, we're going to have to interview him. He came all the way from Pennsylvania to hang out with us.
So I got it from.
I got the same problem on autofocus. Okay, and then next to Jim, tell us your name.
I'm Phil Miltenberger. I'm from Saline, Michigan.
Okay, I'm not going to take this off of you until this thing focus. There it is. Now I know who you are. I believe you now, Jim. At first. Okay, and then we actually have some people behind me. Steve, who's the host of this basement, the new host. He's graciously accepted letting us come and stink up his basement now.
As long as it's funk.
Give him a hand, thank you. And also,
hey, Steve, I used to stay at Reggie's when I came to town, man. I'm gonna have to talk to you about that.
well, next to him.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, Titus. Okay, so behind me, in this we call this the special section because they are. Tell us your name, son.
Titus McCleary.
Well, okay, Titus McCleary just walked in on the middle of an interview because we don't care. We don't have no red light to stop you from coming in. Join us. Thank you. And below him, tell us your name, John.
John Sargent.
All right, so my first question I'd like to ask you, Tammy, is when did you start playing the bass and why?
Started playing when I was 15. Originally, had piano lessons, but we didn't have a piano, so that was kind of hard to practice. Got a guitar when I was 11. It was like kind of like a pawn stored, pawn shop sort of thing. Couldn't be calibrated properly anyway. Had lessons. It was kind of very rigid. My hands were small. I couldn't really do like the chords the way that I thought I needed to, and so I put the guitar in the closet for a while, and then a few years later, I thought, let me do the bass. I was always really sort of hearing the bass, I was a big American Top 40 fan, so I'm listening to all this pop music in the 70s, 80s, and it was genre-wise, it was all across the board, but I definitely picked up on Sting's playing with the Police back then. My interests have always been really broad. Probably Chicago, the band, was a big,
Peter great bass player.
was a big, influence as a little kid. I was hearing that stuff, and so the bass was always something that I was in tune with, and it was, I picked that up, and I was like, oh, this is easier. It has less strings, and they're all the same distance apart. There's not that one odd.
And you only have to play one note at a time.
If you want, right? You can do chords if you want, but
Right, but for the most part,
right, for the most part.
the bass is the meat and potatoes. Have you ever played with weak drummers?
Yes. Yes, I have. And it's mostly like overplaying, right? Trying to do too much. Trying to do too many fills.
Oh,
No taste.
Give me two and
Right,
four.
I mean, it's got, you have
No
to serve the
taste.
song.
Yeah.
And that's, how I feel about
That's
it.
chambers.
And so it's fine if you got chops and you want to be fancy. This person I'm thinking of didn't even
it's a place
really
and a
have
time
chops.
for it, right?
Thank you.
and still was trying to do, trying to do too much.
So do you get the gig, Tammy? You playing with anybody?
Not at the moment.
Have you ever played with anybody?
Yes.
You say
Sure.
I ain't trying to date you, but you did date yourself when you like about 15 in the 70s,
Yeah. Well, I wasn't 15 in the 70s, no.
but
But I was a music consumer,
right. So
baby.
so have you had the pleasure of performing in front of a live audience?
Oh yeah, I love it. It's one of my favorites.
See, and
Actually, playing outside is my favorite thing.
outside as opposed to inside.
Yeah, I just love to be out in the sun. It's usually some sort of like a festival sort of situation.
That's cool.
And
Big
it's just one of my favorite things. I had the privilege years ago when I lived in Georgia. The band I was with opened for the Commodores, and that was
Oh,
a
wow.
blast.
What year was that?
I'm gonna say 2011.
So, no, Don went with him. He had retired from Commodores back
And they
then.
couldn't have been more kind and generous. They were.
What was the
lovely.
name of the band?
Commodore.
That band.
Oh, your band.
It was kind of a put together band. But
That's
it
a
was
great name
so,
for a band. Put together.
Yeah. So Stoney Taylor put us together. So he was a guy that I played with for several
is-
years in Georgia.
That is awesome, and I like that name. I like how you can just put together a name of a band, and it don't have to mean nothing to nobody but except that band themselves. Steve, what's the weirdest name band you ever played with?
The name's pretty cool, the bands out.
Well, right now you playing a band with a long name.
Oh, yes.
The international players of the
What's it
mafia.
called?
Street Jazz Cartel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's a long one. That used to be, back in the day, we used to stay away from anything long. Long titles, long names. I don't know why that was the thing in the music. Now you get the name of a song, a paragraph long if you want.
Come to think of it, all the bands I was in, it was like Waterfront Live. Let me see, who else was it? Chain Reaction.
That's that. I played in a group called Delay Reaction. That's great. But
Bands in Cleveland right now is called the Band with No Name.
That's the,
That's they named it.
That's that for you, Doc.
I had a band called Not From Here.
Ooh, I like that. I like
Because
that.
we were all two of us were from Detroit, one was from St. Louis, and we were in Atlanta.
yeah, okay, that makes all, see what I'm saying? It makes all the sense.
I was at a
What-
Christian rock band called Melchizedek.
Wow.
You guys that be Bible scholars should know who Melchizedek is.
Yeah.
I know.
Not Mayor Shower
See my
Hashback.
shirt?
What?
I'm ordained.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Curious.
All right, so Tammy, I got another question for you. You see how I almost strayed away? I told you I wasn't gonna stray, but what kind of basses that you got that you play?
So OLP, and let's see, it was made in Korea. So they were official licensed product, I think.
Yep.
So for a while they were the only ones that were able to make the Music Man style.
Okay, and that's a
So, and I was
Music
telling
Man
the story
replica.
a minute ago. I picked it up one time when I was visiting from Georgia. I felt like I needed to have a bass in Detroit, because I was here several times a year. And so I went to Guitar Center, and this was what was there, and I liked it. I played it. The price was right, and now I play this. This is the primary one that I play.
And how does it?
Took over.
So in other words, what you're saying is it feels good in your hand.
Yeah, and I changed. It changed the way I play because the other ones had a thumb rest. This one doesn't have, and so I think I mostly, depending on the song, but either I'm resting it on the pick, but it's kind of.
You don't like playing in that area.
It's too trebly up here.
Yeah.
So I rest on the B string.
Now, how many pickups is that?
It's just one.
It looks like two.
No, it's they're actually a humbucker.
But it is a humbucker, I believe.
Okay, the humbucker, yeah, but it literally looks like you can separate them two.
Yeah, but it's one.
I think it'd be cool though if you could separate.
You can do that. You
Put
can do
that
that
closer
a lot.
to the neck.
Burns can do that.
Put it closer to the neck.
It's a dual humbucker.
Yeah, I've got a Kalamazoo. I was gifted a Kalamazoo bass years ago when I lived in Ann Arbor. And the bass so it looks like an SG guitar,
Yeah.
but it's got a headstock more like this. It doesn't have the Gibson type headstock. But the people that used to make Gibsons stuck around Michigan and had their own company made Kalamazoo.
Heritage.
So,
No, Kalamazoo.
so,
And so it's a double cutaway.
so,
But anyway, all that to say, the pickup is right here, and that makes the dead bugs shake in the lights.
do you have a Mount Rushmore basis or some of the bases that you like, favorite bases to listen to, or that's your flavor, or Mount Rushmore or whatever? Give it to me.
Right. So I mentioned Sting, obviously James Jamerson, almost goes without saying. When I was coming up, Flea I listened to a lot. Verdine.
Who does not get the credit that he deserves.
Right.
I noticed you did mention not one female in your top
Well,
10.
Carol Kay,
Carol Kay, who's
of course.
on every record, by the way. Who else?
I was going to say Tal Wilkenfeld, because you and her started off the same.
Yes,
she
sir.
started off playing guitar, and then she was playing rhythm in the group, and she said, "Skip this, I want to play bass," and that's where she left and came to the United States, and the rest is history.
Yeah, she's from Australia, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, play with Jeff Beck.
Okay,
Of
so
course, Tina Weymouth,
Yeah.
Kim Deal.
right.
Straightforward, but like, I think Tina Weymouth, again, is a person I think doesn't get as much recognition. It's not necessarily fancy, but it's right in the pocket, funky.
I tell you,
When they remastered Stop Making Sense, the Talking Heads movie, I think it was out in theaters maybe last year.
His sister.
And it's like it renewed my appreciation for what she does.
okay, so here's the thing. Mohini Day. You ever heard of her?
Oh, yeah.
Mohini Day is my favorite female bass player today. Meaning that I can change at any time because these lady bass players be killing. My favorite bass player tomorrow. See how I changed it already? Ellen, the little girl from somewhere, Ellen something.
She's Armenian.
Yeah.
Yeah, the girl is a killer.
Esperance, that's what.
And I need to mention Divinity Rocks.
Oh,
Because
And Rhonda
Divinity,
Smith, too.
Divinity is really the person that introduced me to the music scene in Atlanta when I lived there.
Yes.
have you seen her?
She was going out with Victor Wooten.
Right.
I'd gone up to her after a gig and I, was complimenting her playing. And she said, I'm about to go out on tour. I've been playing with these girls in Swish and they're gonna need someone, I'm gonna have them give you a call or you give them a call, whatever. So that was what started me on my gigging journey,
Cool.
or band journey in Atlanta. And she's a badass, she went out with Beyonce, yeah.
She also, I met her when she played with Victor Wooten, and she blew me away when she was and she was rapping at the same time. I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa.
You know Lamarcus Jefferson? Lamarcus is Jefferson? Guy who played on the TLC stuff.
Oh, sounds familiar. I don't know.
Lamarcus.
I don't know him, but the name is very familiar.
For me, it's got to be Wilton Felder, man, because he just what he done with that Michael Jackson stuff was just ridiculous.
Right. Yeah, he's a saxophone bass player.
Yeah.
That's crazy, but
Some
awesome.
humans that just do that.
Yeah, let me ask you this. When we speaking to gigs and all that kind of stuff, I know people in the business who can confirm that on the stage when the Jackson 5 was playing and Jermaine sitting there playing the bass, he wasn't plugged in. Somebody else was playing the bass, or it was a recording supplement to recording playing while the band was
I
playing.
heard that about Birdie. I mean, but and I have somebody
But he definitely could play back in the
backstage,
day.
a solid guy playing. Okay, but I've seen Jermaine play. He could play.
He could play.
Yeah, he could play.
Now I
He
said
might not be as good as some of y'all, but he could play.
I
And he could
said
sing when he played. See, that's the difference, man.
That's
The
a
guy
whole
can
nother
sing when he
thing, yeah.
played.
well, I said all that to say this about gigs. I learned a new word, so I've been using this, and that word is a spinal tap moment, meaning a weird gig or something, somebody streaking across the stage, or you getting ready to do your solo. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, on bass, Tammy. And then right when you get ready to do the solo, you step on your chord and can't nobody hear you. You know? But anything, any spinal tap moments on the bass?
Oh, I'm sure there have been.
You don't remember any of them?
Well, I was saying earlier, it wasn't in a gig though, but it was the first time I ever played a 5. And we were playing the song, and everything's great, and then I go to hit what I think is an E, this, but instead I played this. And it just was like, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't think I needed 5, but when I was in Atlanta and I was playing with people, like I needed E flat all the time. And like people were transposing things, and so I don't need a 5, and then finally I got one, and
the
now
truth-
I'm happy. I mean, it's just easier, Don and I were chatting a minute ago about like, it's just, you just have that D, it's just there.
I was at a church that was started playing a lot of urban gospel, and you just had to have it because everything was written in A flat or E flat.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
at 5, I tried the 6 thing too, and I found my problem with the 6 was I wanted the noodle. I wanted to be a guitar player. I was confused when I got the 6.
I did 2 hours
I
at
went
the
back to
church
the
I was
5.
at Mount Zion in one of the heights, and the music director at the time was a guy named Dream Ivy. Dream,
He moved to Japan now.
man, yeah.
Yeah, he's still there.
Dream
Living
told
the
me as
life.
soon as we got started, he taught me how to do shout music, and he said, tune it down to an A. And so I played the bass all the way down. Now the best bass I had that tuned down to an A was my Warwick thumb bass. I could tune it down to an A, you didn't hear no rattle, you didn't hear nothing but them notes. And that was the thing. So, you know, all depends on how, in gospel, they tune down to a B flat, but I think going on down to A,
No,
gives you the lowest key on the piano.
They tune to an A, and a lot of gospel bass players that kill it, they want that low A.
Right.
And I'm like, dang, what you? Tammy, at this point in the interview, I'd like to ask you, is there anything you'd like to say in closing?
I would like to say, I think, you know, bass is fundamental. And I thank you all for sharing your knowledge, your stories, for being here.
Okay.
I appreciate you all.
Okay,
I appreciate you all.
Yes.
For watching.
Would you come back again to hang out with us?
I will.
So anyway, in closing, could you just play us something out, Tammy? Just a little
Sure.
something.
Oh, wow. Nice. That's nice. Woo!
Yeah. Tommy,
Can I steal that bass line and
Stanko.
make a song out of it?
Well, Jane's Addiction already did.
Oh, never mind.
okay, so thank you very much, Tammy.